Welcome to the Any Key Video Show, the place and platform for independent creatives. I'm your host, Kenny Any Key Moore. So if you're new to this show and want to know why it's called the Any Key Video Show, it's because you have to be ready in any key at any time in order to be able to keep up with singers. We're talking international music on this episode. My guest is a UK artist that has a new single out. But before we start the show, would you do two things for me? First, go like and subscribe to the Minds of Creativity Facebook page and YouTube channel. So you can check out previous shows as well as the rest of the content and get alerts when new shows are available. Second, connect with me on social media at Coach_ANYKENY on Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse, and Instagram, so you can follow the show and keep up with the rest of the stuff that I'm doing. All right, my guest is ready. I'm ready. Let's start the show. Before my guest comes on to talk about his new single, let's check it out. Here's Brian Hobbs with Everything's All Right on the Any Key Video Show.
All I wanted was the truth. In this life we must choose. Which path we're going to take. That leads us to our fate. I've been down this road before. Many times and certainly more. But we'll get there in the end. We'll meet again, my friend. 'Cause I look and I find everything's alright. 'Cause I look and I find everything's alright. I've been down this road before. Many times and many more. But we'll get there in the end. We'll meet again, my friend. 'Cause I look and I find everything's alright. 'Cause I look and I find everything's alright. 'Cause I look and I find everything's alright.
All right, now joining me is Brian Hobbs. He's an acoustic singer-songwriter from Chorley in the UK. He was previously a part of the band Strumtap and is now a solo artist. He's performed all over the UK at stadiums and music festivals and was recently signed to Big Condo Records. You just heard the debut single for them, and now he joins me to talk about it. Let's welcome Brian in.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on. How you doing?
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing great. So listen, let's get started. I always ask this question to my guests the first time they're on with me, and it's always interesting and fascinating to hear what their answer is. And the question is this: tell me your earliest memory or the moment that you fell in love with music.
I think it was my sister was a performer, and when I heard her singing, it kind of made me want to sing. And then obviously, we went on holiday to Benidorm, and that was it. I got up on some karaoke, and I just enjoyed the singing. So I think it was her push or her doing it that made me want to do it.
Okay. So now, when did she perform out in public, or was it?
She didn't perform a lot, and it was mainly just karaoke and stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
She did a school production, and
Mhm.
obviously me and my family were in the audience watching her, and yeah, I think that sort of helped.
That sparked it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So you categorize yourself as an acoustic soul artist, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what drew you to that style of music and who are some of your influences?
Well, I used to be in a band, and whilst I was in the band, I was sort of watching all the guitarists play the guitar, and I kind of just bought a guitar, and just as they were playing, I was sort of mimicking them, and then I then started taking it a bit more serious. So I stopped being just a singer in a band, and started playing my own sort of style of music. And then I broke away from the band and started doing my own thing. And with influence to artists, I think my favourite artist is a guy called Newton Faulkner. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Okay.
Absolutely fantastic. And once I'd seen him play live and heard his music, I just that it just kind of drew me into playing more acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And a guy called Damien Rice as well.
All right, cool. So, you're from the UK, and I'm curious, talk about the UK music scene. As someone who's from the States, how would you describe the music scene if someone was trying to come over and visit?
I describe. I don't know how I could describe it. It's very. I think we sort of accept any kind of music, so I think the scene's sort of flourishing, and it's kind of it's booming to be honest. I'm quite eclectic anyway. I like any sort of music as long as it sounds good, and I think there are a lot of artists, a lot of unsigned artists, a lot of signed artists from the UK, and they all sound great. So I think it's just the music scene. I think it's sort of building bigger and bigger. Regards to style of music and stuff, like I said, I'm quite eclectic, so I'm quite I want to say naive to what's the best type of music and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't even think that there's a best type. I think it's, to your point, it's about your taste and what you prefer when it comes to,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? So let me ask you this, like, I don't hear, like, in the States, there's a lot of open mics, there's a lot of showcases and things of that sort, music festivals, things as well. Is it similar over there in the UK in terms of how people kind of get caught up, put on, or kind of get discovered, things of that nature?
Yeah, Absolutely. That in where I live in Chorley, there's a massive. It's a massive open mic scene, so we get, and it's not just music again. It's like written poems, um, word poems. There's a dancer with a hula hoop. It's like it's quite a big open mic scene, which is good. It's good for diversity, I suppose, and all that sort of thing. But open mics, festivals, showcases. There's a lot of showcases in Liverpool that the label that I'm signed to, they host a few, and yeah, it's really good. It's really good for that platform
Okay.
to showcase.
All right, great. Some more questions coming with Brian Hobbs right on the other side of this quick break.
I'm all by myself, battling alone. All of my inner bones, depression floods my mind. Lord, I need a sign, reaching out to you. Need a break.
Keeping in mind, is a team of writers, authors, producers, and content creators. Led by myself and Tobias Tanker Jr., we bring you the best the industry has to offer in those categories. Go to kanmcollective.com and let us bring your creative ideas to life. Keeping Alive in Music Collective is for the people, for the culture, and for the music. All right, we're back. So, Brian, you just recently signed with Big Condo Records. You had alluded to it a little earlier. Shout out to Gemma Gosling who connected us. Tell me how that opportunity came about.
It was a weekend festival that they put on, and basically I think there was like 4 or 5 bars, loads and loads of artists. It was a ticket type do, and I got asked by Roy, who runs the label, if I fancied doing a slot. So I said, yeah, okay. And I went down, and after my set, I got a message off him when I was on my way home from Liverpool, and he just asked me if I fancied, like doing some stuff, recording some stuff and that, and if I'd like to fancy signing for the label again. So naturally, I said yeah, because why wouldn't I? They're really great to work with. They're not pushy. They're not. They don't make me do something that I don't want to do. They don't make me do a style of music that I don't want to do, that I'm not comfortable doing. It's sort of just creative, inspiration. If I throw a song at them, they'll say, yeah, it's good, or it could do some work. And yeah, I couldn't not sign for them because they're just so supportive.
That's great. So it sounds like they are very artist friendly record label. Would that be fair to say?
Very, very friendly with artists.
That's great because as an artist, you want to be able to still be able to do your music and also not have to worry about your creativity being stifled. So
Absolutely.
I think the fact that they are so supportive, I think that that's great. So
yeah,
that's great to hear. So now let's get into the single. We just played the video. Everything's all right. It's very soulful and has an encouraging message. Tell me the backstory on how it came about.
So the music behind it, I'd been sat on it for about 2 years.
Wow.
Just every now and then I'd pick up my guitar, I'd play that sort of chord structure, but I could never do anything with it. There was something that I just couldn't do, and then the label asked me to come and do a podcast. So I said, yeah, okay, no problem. And they said, will you have a song ready? And I'm like, yeah, okay then. And then the day before the podcast, I got a message saying, are we still good for tomorrow? And I said, absolutely, yeah. Have you got that song ready? And I hadn't got it ready.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so this was at like 4:00 in the afternoon, and by 4:10, I'd written it. I got that first line out, and then it sort of just all flowed.
Mhm.
The message behind it is there's always help. Excuse me. There's always help when you're in you know you're feeling low, you're feeling down. There's always help, because people have obviously been through situations similar, worse, if not the same. So it's sort of just me saying, if there's a problem and I can help you, come and talk to me. I'm there for you.
I love it. Like I said, it's very inspirational, and to your point about if people are struggling and going through things, listen to this song. I think will really help them. So I really like the song
Thank you very much.
for sure. So in terms of the production, did you do all the production on the song, or did you have some help?
The label did all the production. Big Condor Records did everything. They recorded it, and then they sent it to their mixing engineer, who then made it sound as it sounds. Shout out to Hickster, absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant.
definitely. And shout out anyone else that assisted with the production of the record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So was there anybody else that you want to shout out that helped to bring the record about?
Rosie Rothschild, he set up everything. There's Phil Beale, who played some bass, and Taylor, what's he called? I can't remember his last name.
No worries.
Taylor,
Shout out Taylor.
yeah, Taylor. He played the drum beat all the way through, that running marching beat sort of thing.
Yes.
Again, that was sort of inspired on the day. He just said, I've had an idea. Are you up for a bit of creative? And I said, you throw whatever at the table, and it can go one of two ways. It can either be good or not good. And on this
Right.
day, it was good.
That's right. Yeah, definitely. And I think another important thing about it is when it comes to songwriting or song creation, anything like that. Once inspiration hits you, like it can cause a song to come about a whole lot faster. Sometimes, we feel like we have to throw things together. We feel like we have to, when you have to try to force things to come together, it makes it a lot harder. But when you get that inspiration, man, it just hits you, and then the song just comes together. It's so much easier that way.
Just flows, doesn't it? It just flows. Like I said, with even with that, just that guitar chord structure, I couldn't do anything with it because I wanted to do something with it. And because I wanted to do something with it, I was just putting pressure on myself to do something with it. I've got about another 6 that I can't do anything with, because I'm trying to force myself to do stuff with them. But like I said, once you get rolling, it's fluent. It just rolls.
Yeah, for sure. So that actually leads me to my next question. In terms of what would you say is next for you? Are we going to get a full album? Is that what's coming next in terms of what we could look for from you?
Yeah, I think we're gonna concentrate on an EP.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
Makes
a
sense.
short album. I don't know, 6, 7 songs.
Yeah.
And then go from there. I've got a backlog of songs that I've written in the past that I could probably sort of touch up, make a bit more, make them a bit more modern, a bit more, like radio friendly or user friendly, to create an album. But I don't know whether I'd want to do that. I'd want it to be fresh music to go on a new album.
I got you. You know, and sometimes we try to, reinvent or recreate the wheel, and we already got some great music in our catalog that if we
Yeah,
just, to your point, touch it up and, update it if necessary, and just add a new spin on it. Sometimes that's all that we need.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so as we get ready to wrap up, um, tell my audience, you said you got the EP coming. Tell my audience how they can connect with you on social media, and then when is the next time they can catch you on stage?
So I could my socials and stuff like that are 82 Brian Hobbs. If you just type that in, I should come up. If not, it's just Brian Hobbs Music. So that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I've even I'm an old man, but I've even started up a TikTok account.
Hey man, TikTok is where it's at. You're never too old.
Yeah, so I'm rolling into that sort of stream now. And regards to music, I've got 2 singles coming out tomorrow. They'll be on
Okay,
Spotify.
great.
One's called Clouds, one's called Light. Check them out. They'll be on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. So just type in Brian Hobbs and Light or Brian Hobbs and Clouds, and they should come up.
All right, very good. And any plans to hit the stage live anytime soon?
I've got the listening party tomorrow for the
Okay, great.
singles release. That's in Liverpool, and then I think after that we've got the Weekender in July. I think that's in July. But in between that, I think I'll be looking at releasing another song or two, and hopefully getting like a little mini tour to promote them going. So hopefully, but again, all the updates will be on my socials, and all the updates will be on Big Condor Records website and their socials.
Okay, so we'll be on the lookout for the new singles. We'll be on the lookout for the new EP, and we'll be on the lookout for you hitting the stage real soon. So listen, Brian, man, I want to thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate your time, and all the best with your music. And thanks for being on the Any Key Video Show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Likewise.
Thank you.
All right. All right, that was Brian Hobbs, and that's going to wrap up this episode of the Any Key Video Show. Again, I want to thank Brian Hobbs for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, would like your brands and services to be advertised and promoted on the show, or if you want your music to be featured on the show, send an email to kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. Again, that's kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. Subscribe to the Minds of Creativity YouTube channel, which is a part of the All Sports, All Plays network. So you can check out the rest of the content, and so you can get alerts when new episodes are available. You can become a patron on my Patreon page. Just go to patreon.com/ANYKENY to get exclusive access to ad-free audio, behind-the-scenes video, and free show merchandise. Or you can order your merchandise at the online store, which is ANYKENYRadioshow.threadless.com. Again, that's ANYKENYRadioshow.threadless.com. Shout out to all my patrons and people who have ordered merchandise. I really appreciate your support. You can connect to me on social media at Coach_ANYKENY on Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse, and Instagram. And on my Facebook music page, Any Key Music, which is spelled capital ANY, capital KE, lowercase b, lowercase n, and capital Y. So until next time, remember, be positive on purpose. See you.